Speaking of great websites, let's talk Fishtank, man. Because
Okay.
they also, it's funny, they got a good website redesign, and now, as we talked last episode 2 weeks ago, season 5, which started yesterday on the 15th, is upon us, and we've got the cast and folks out and early impressions now of things to come.
Before I get into early impressions, the one thing I have to say, because I have to say it, give me the clans back. Rest in peace, coin boys. Coin it up, baby.
I was surprised you didn't bring it up last episode because I had saw there was an update that they were killing off the clan features.
I didn't believe it, and so I didn't even bring it up. And then, well, good on them. I'll bring this up. So I had most of my tokens in my clan vault. I went yesterday to go send some TTS, and I had like 19 tokens, and I was like, okay, I'll go to my clan vault. Guess what doesn't exist anymore? My clan vault, along with my 1,900 tokens. I was like, man, that's like $200 worth of tokens. Sent support a message, and you know what? I woke up this morning with a whole bunch of tokens. So I'm ready for some TTS today. I have a whole bunch of sound effects tokens already. I just have 4 of them stacked up. They haven't opened sound effects up. Cast, I think it's a good cast. I wasn't sure. We're going to go down the list. So we got Icky Vicky.
It's already the new name on the block.
She is absolutely, I'll be shocked if she's not the first to leave. I think she tried to leave last night, Zach, and they convinced her into staying.
She was close. There were some clips that were posted up about that, and I think she wanted to go because she couldn't, which is interesting because from what I understand, she's a fan of the show, but couldn't take the heat from the people chiming in that are in the chat, which is just like, this is coming when you sign up for this show.
It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games until you're in the tank, and you don't have any of your kratom, and you don't have a vape. Man. As a vape guy, trust me, that would have been enough.
I swear to God, I go anytime I hear kratom now, I go immediately to our discussion a few years back on what the hell kratom is. And just immediately think, holy crap, dude! Good luck.
Yeah.
if you need that for dependent, if you're anything dependent on that, good luck. Which she's kind of dependent on some stuff.
If she can break the kratom habit in the tank, she might win, because there's honestly probably nothing worse to her that they can do than making her come off of an addiction. If she can get off of the addiction in there. You could dump milk on her head. You could throw eggs at her. I don't think anything else will matter. She'll feel great in comparison to the time that she was coming off of kratom. Nonetheless, she got her little bits of it last night. But the great thing about this is they take everything from everybody other than your clothes when you come in, including toothpaste, toothbrush. You have to get a job. You have to work for it, and you have to go buy it from the shop. Yeah. So they took her kratom. She has to go buy the kratom. They took her vape. She has to go buy a vape. In the meantime, though, yesterday, I don't know if you saw this, they had a community vape that they taped to the bar.
I did not see
this. They said if the vape comes loose, the staff is coming to take it. So everybody had to dip down and hit from the same vape.
I lied. I saw a clip of this, and I was wondering what the hell was up with that. I'm glad that I got some context on that now.
Now, I didn't see the clip of it actually happening, but somewhere in between all of this, Icky Vicky stole the vape for herself, which that's kind of dirty. That's messed up. Now, I get it. She was probably trying to be preemptive, make sure that nobody else took it off and she'd be without a vape. But they sent Bingo and Bongo. This is why it's impossible with Fishtank to get sleep. I'm trying to get sleep. They turned the cameras off at 10 Eastern, but right as that was happening, they set Bingo and Bongo, which are twins that count as one contestant, mind you. Everybody
I love
watching.
That concept this
Fishtank.live, if you guys are curious. They also stream it on YouTube between, I think, 10 and 10 every day for free. But then if you want to pay or chat or send messages, you can do so at Fishtank.live. Nonetheless, they gave Bingo and Bongo their first job, and that was to be detective, because they had somebody steal a box of Pockies from the store, and they wanted to get down to who stole the vape. And so they had to issue 2 tickets out, 1 to each person, get the right people, and find the proof. And you know what? They did it pretty damn quick. They got JD with the Pockies pretty instantly. And they got Landon with the vape, although that was wrong. But it didn't take very long to figure out who would be stealing a vape in that house, because I'd say about because Vicky was the first one in at 10, by like 5 o'clock, she was angry. And then the TTS started. The icky Vicky, sticky icky Vicky, endlessly.
You could tell that she was going to be in for it, because like when she came in first and like it started taking stuff, like immediately you have Jet ask her, like, how dependent are you? It's like, I have to be with it at like all times and go. And if you know Fish Tank, that is exactly, they won't say it, that's exactly what they're looking for, is that chaotic, oh, this will be fun thing that you don't have, that you really badly need, though you don't need like to live, but like you're dependent on. Drug dependence. Yeah. Oh boy, that was already going to be part of this.
I mean, the vape alone. Yeah. Trust me, as a vapor guy, that would be tough. But then I just add that on top of it. That's insane. Which is crazy, because the second fish to show up, Muhammad Bashir, is maybe one of the greatest fish to be on show history. We'll have to see. We're only in day 2 so far, but the aesthetic alone.
This man's an aura. This is just himself. You looking at him is all you need to know. He'll be an aura farm guy.
Oh yeah. Oh, and they primed it up for that entrance too. So I was watching it live, and they made sure, start the cameras low, pan up. And so the first thing you see is some cowboy boots with like some metal trim on the, like silver trim on it. And then you scroll up, and it's just to paint the picture for anybody who hasn't seen this. It looks like a Native American casino owner.
It's really good.
But he's a ginger, but he's Syrian. So he's also Muslim. And so it's Ramadan, so he's fasting during the day. He has to pray 5 times a day, pointing towards Mecca. And so I loved, they went and you know what? Kudos to Fish Tank, because half of me was thinking they're going to give him the wrong direction. Just thinking, okay, we're going to send him south instead of north, whatever. No, you know, they brought out the little, the compass, and they verified with them. But I love that they did it right in the middle of the living room. And so now there's this big arrow pointed in the middle of the living room. And so Bashir had to he pointed himself in the direction and walked himself back through the house, trying to keep the direction into his room, so he knew which direction to then pray.
I love it.
Separately, they also play the prayer music.
Well, I was going to say the prayer music was going on too, and so that was when the third contestant came in. That was going on. It's like, all right, play the make sure, like, let's distort this and see what's going on with this.
Well, you know, I can't believe we haven't even brought up who the host is this year. So last time we talked about, I thought it was still going to be Sam, thought maybe it would be Luke. We were wrong. And you know what? Kind of a crazy name for a host here, Bam Margera, who's kind of trying to get back on the come up, right? So he had his jackass years. At a point in time, he was MTV, similar to how like ridiculousness is the only thing they show on MTV right now. In my early 20s, Bam Margera was MTV.
Yeah.
Viva La Bam, Jackass, all of those shows. It was basically Jackass TV. And it's kind of crazy. You know, he had some troubles. I mean, his friend passed away in an auto accident, so I'm assuming that doesn't help. Mm-hmm. But he's been sober for like 1.5 2 years now. Granted, Fish Tank House might not be the best environment for his sobriety, but big name for the tank. My initial impressions are, it's a little weird. It's a little strange. Sam's part of the joke. You know, like, he has a certain aura about him. And so seeing Bam come in there with a little bit of like earnestness is a little strange. Granted, perfect environment for, or perfect personality for that environment. And I think over the next couple weeks, it'll gel a little bit more. It isn't bad. It's just a little weird.
I see the potential with Bam. Like, I like the pick, and more he's talked. The only thing I've kind of thought of is like, and we'll see how he adjusts, is like, you know, Sam, whether it's been like Gold Striker or the Hollywood exec he played in season 3 and whatnot, you know, he's always very antagonistic in a way. Like, that's the whole beauty of Sam Hyde's like hosting persona, is that he's supposed to antagonize and rile up the contestants to get them to kind of like, it's like hitting a wasp nest and seeing what happens essentially with a lot of stuff. And so I kind of want to see if Bam will lean this, because right now, like, you know, I think it's day 1, so like you can't read into comments too much or people's opinions list, but there's a few people like, oh, he's a little too goody two shoes. Like, well, give him a little time here. I mean, I think he knows clearly he knows the concept. Yeah, he seems to like it in the videos he talks about. Cutting off the electronics, cutting off any access and all that, doing the jobs bit. So he's fully invested. It sounds like he seems like he likes it, but let him figure it out. And honestly, dude, a former guy from Jackass, the guy's going to find a way to do it. I think that's a good pick as well. We'll say, though, reading up on the show, and maybe this also played into why Sam's not here, but I didn't realize that the cast, the main people like Jet and Vance and them, moved to Atlanta to help start and reset Fishtank, which, if I'm putting the dots together, Sam's, I believe, is still up in like Rhode Island where they produce their stuff. So thinking about it, I'm going to guess part of it was he didn't want to move out of Rhode Island and they wanted to keep MDE going still up there. And so why not let the main guys who run the asylum anyway just take it down there and do their thing, and you can still run support. I think that's what happened, if I'm being honest.
100%, especially because he's got the Sam Hyde show going out, right? And so that's kind of like a lot of his focus.
It's funny because it's almost like he's reviving his older stuff from back when he was at Adult Swim levels, where he's trying to get back into that type of thing. So that's interesting to me.
For sure. And I mean, Fishtank doesn't need Sam. I mean, doesn't seem like it. The cast is good as long as you have a good cast, which we've only scraped the surface of it here. But I think Bam will ease into this. Another call out before we get to the rest of the cast. Something that they've mentioned a few times: 4 weeks. So usually we get a 6-week show. They're saying 4 weeks. Maybe again, I don't trust anything in Fishtank. Everything's a gaslight. Hold on, let me just respond to my wife there. All right, there we go.
Very important. Very important.
But yeah, I mean, everything's a gaslight. So will it end up being 6 weeks? And maybe that's when Gold Striker comes in. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. But still early in the show. Third contestant up, though, JD. I would say he's probably the most, I don't know. There's not that much interesting about him. I think he wants to be interesting. According to Bam and their confessional, there must be something in the notes, though. So here's why I have my eye on JD. Is Bam, when they were waiting for him to come up, Bam said, "Oh, this is the villain guy." So I'm like, oh, okay. All right. So there's something in the notes about JD, right. And he's going to open up his true powers, I feel like, in the near future.
He does give me chaotic energy, just the initial profile pic I've got. I'm using kind of the Fishtank fandoms page right now.
Yeah.
To kind of just browse through them. He definitely seems like he'll be one of those guys that's the antagonizer. There's always one in Fishtank seasons. That's not Gold Striker or whoever the hell their host is persona-wise. He seems like he'll be it. Almost like who's the Indian dude on season 3?
Symbol.
Yeah. I think he'll be like that. Where it's like, dude, what the hell are you doing to me? Get the hell away from me, type of shit.
Symbol's going to be hard to top. Everyone in that house hated Symbol. They hated him by the end.
Dude, the first episode, by the way, of the produced edit, which again, that's also out too. If anyone hasn't seen that, that's happened since we did our last show. That was gold. You immediately could tell this guy's going to be, and I watched a little bit of season 3, kind of keeping up with it. This edited version, he's going to be a freaking menace. I can already see it.
I can't wait until the fully edited version of season 3 comes out, because there's so many things that episode 1 came out, episode 2's out now. I haven't watched it yet, but then I just started remembering all the things they did in season 3. There was a moment where they kept bringing in new people. There was 20 plus people in the house for a quick second, and it was amazing. JD, my eyes on him. We'll see. Another interesting thing, just I'll weave in before we get through. So they're not stocks. Don't call them stocks, but they have Stoex on the website, and you can pick. You can use real money to buy fake money, and with that fake money, you can buy fake stocks, which are called Stoex, for each of the fish in here. Mm-hmm. Whoever has the highest Stoex during elimination is safe and gets to pick who is eliminated. So they could pick the worst Stoex, or they could pick the person right underneath them.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I like that twist.
Right now, just looking at the Stoex, we got Bezo and JD that are up. And I think, what is T-Win? I actually need to double check what that one stands for.
Twin.
Twin. Oh, okay. So that's what we're doing, Bingo Bongo, which again, there's two of them right there. Having a twin set that acts as one, I think, is a genius idea because they've been doing that so far. Like even before I came on today, like watching with them getting the ladybug assignment, it's like it's hilarious. They're like acting like the cartoonish hive mindy. We both think the same thing and the same thing.
They're
together.
from your neck of the woods too, Zachy boy. They're from Mesa, Arizona.
Oh my god!
One day you're going to be out getting some in and out.
This. That's wild. Yeah. That's freaking wild.
Bezo, just to move down the list, I got to talk about this. So I don't even know how to explain him. He is Gen Z in a person.
Yes.
He's got the broccoli hair. He's got all that. My favorite thing that I've just learned, though, he's also a moderator for a Fishtank Discord. That could be great or that could be horrible. If you know about Discord, you know some of the worst people simmer in Discord communities. And so I don't know. If there's anybody that should know how to play the game, though, it's him. It's him. I fear for all the women. Protect Bingo and Bongo around Bezo, because if he's a Discord mod, he's a weirdo. I'm just going to put that out there. Now, Anissa, she is a horrible mother who had a baby 11 months ago and decided to leave her baby at home to be on Fishtank.
That is wild.
And I just know TTS is going to tear her apart for that.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, she's kind of a normie on surface value, although I've seen in some of the Fishtank threads that she has a different career that might open people's eyes. There's been a few gifts out there that I won't go into detail because although this channel isn't monetized yet, it will guarantee that it will never be monetized. But let's just say it's like looking up shots.
I see what you're doing.
Certain spots that normally you wouldn't see if you were looking another direction with maybe clown face in the mix.
No, that's not. What?
Yeah, so sign her up. She's in my neck of the woods, Marfa, Texas, although I don't know where Marfa is, but it's in Texas. I'm assuming it's in the desert area.
Got the James Drake here from Austin, who the first accusation, by the way, I loved was, wait, you look like you should be on Big Brother. What the hell are you doing on this show?
So my favorite thing with James Drake is they did this on a different season. The example escapes me, but so now we have JD and James Drake. So we have two JDs, and I'm waiting for JD to get kicked off, and they're going to make the other guy change his name to JD. Nonetheless, other than the last contestant that we'll get to, he when it comes to what's officially on record, he is the oldest fish in the tank. But he does have like acting experience. He's a guy that plays the scene, trying to get little minor roles and things like that. Found himself on Fishtank. Now, these are my favorite contestants because with somebody like him, you don't know. Did he take this because it was an acting gig? Does he not know anything about Fishtank? Right? And because I've seen this before. There's been actors on Fishtank where they thought they were just going into another reality show and they were going into Fishtank.
And you see that moment on screen where it's like, I am way over my head. What have I stumbled into? This is a mess.
I think he's going to be
either those people embrace it and you see the debauchery that happens when they go, whatever. I know what I made. I might as well accept my fate. Or the resistance, it just makes it so much worse and the audience just dog piles immediately on them.
Yep. I think he's going to do well. I for some reason, I think he's got, because funny enough, we talk about the football experience. Oh, he's been in spring football before. So he has, because he might have reality experience or even behind the camera experience, he will know how to play the game. He knows what the audiences are looking for. He's done his homework, maybe more than somebody that's 22, right? And he's been trying to make money at this, so you know he's been paying attention. And you've seen little glimpses of this. For instance, one of the production staff left their walkie-talkie out on a table, and he found it, and he held the walkie-talkie hostage and used it to negotiate free booze and free Red Bull for the fish. I'm like, okay, you know what? That's something that maybe not one of these other guys would have done. They would have just saw the walkie-talkie, maybe tried to hide it, maybe tried to do something else. No, this dude knew there was an opportunity there to get something out of it. And in fact, he found a walkie-talkie later on in the night, and he got a free toothbrush and $2. So you know what? that alone, he knows how to play the game. Emma, I don't know much about her other than she's like Letty Light. It's like they wanted to get a new Letty, so they got her. Although I don't know if she's going to be... nobody so far can top Letty. Letty is the best contestant on Fish Tank. She... and nobody can truly understand this unless you were there. She was hated. People hated her in the chat. The internet hated Letty. There was a core group of people that I was rooting for Letty because everybody hated for her. And there was a bunch of weirdos rooting for her because they wanted to like see feet pick and things like that. But
I'll be frank. Like if there's any contestant that I feel like has ever jumped into this series and immediately was like, okay, I'm just going to embrace the insanity of this place and just be part of the insanity and make it where like, I'm going to be the director's loving all this for the content's sake of it. It's her. That's the first person that goes to me is like, that is the contestant. I think most people are like, man, boy, it'd be great to have someone like that where it's just like chaos in a little package running around all the time. You know, terrible for contestants, great for the show's entertainment value.
So my favorite Emma moment so far has less to do with what she did and more to do with what the fan base did. Again, Fish Tank has the funniest fan base ever. So they have in the dining room, they have an ad board that like I could go spend real money. We could go, and maybe I'll put a Boys Club podcast ad on the ad board. Nonetheless, somebody paid for a picture, and it's a picture of her and then a picture of the person that made this with a big heart in the middle. And it's like, I love you. And she saw it and she's like, I don't know who that is. I have no clue who that is. Because people are just assuming maybe that's her boyfriend. Somebody made this, put it on no, just some random guy just started putting them together. Now it's become, I've seen like 3 or 4 guys that just took the same picture that the guy made and just put themselves in that guy's picture.
Yeah.
I love that. I just love that so much. But again, the ad board, there's a lot of other funny things that have been on there that I won't mention. I like the first one that was up there was just an Arby's ad. So, of course, naturally, they're like, do you think this is a real sponsored? No way, Arby's.
Here's a question. Should we run an ad board for bcpc on
I think we should.
Fish Tank? I feel like that's a great opportunity for us.
Yeah, I'll just make something like Boys Club Podcast. We're talking about you or something silly like that. And you might not like it, like in little parentheses, you know?
I wouldn't mind that. I'll pitch in for that.
I'll see how much it is. Knowing Fish Tank, it's going to be like $500.
We'll see.
Probably not, though. I don't know. I'll see. I'll look into it today.
Let's do some R&D on that. I think that's worth getting the word out to all the fellow fish observers of the tank out there. Not a bad 100%. Idea.
Oh, we're gonna get an ad. Maybe a couple of them. One that's funny, one that's not so funny that we could share on the podcast. We'll get there. I'm definitely gonna be throwing some TTS out there tonight. Speaking of. You guys, all right, as much as I'm going on about how great Fish Tank is, they do need to fix their clips on their website. Fix your website, guys. I know you got rid of my clans. That's fine. Fix your website. I need to take clips. I don't want to pull up software and do it like a normal person. Just give me the lazy way to do clips.
Right. Shareability too and all that. Okay, last few contestants might as well because I know we were missing a few. So I'll just list through them. So we got Emma, Landon, and Clarity we haven't mentioned yet.
Charity.
Which I know a lot of people love Landon, and it's almost like now the debate is who do you love more, Muhammad or Landon, for the vibe? Because Landon seems like the Midwest like airhead, kind of character, and he already his freaking imperial dude, he's got a flannel sweatshirt on with a mullet with long hair and a bandana. That's like classic Midwest redneck fisherman.
Well, I was gonna say he feels like he should be in American Movie. Have you ever seen American Movie, the documentary about the guy that wants to film a movie?
I've seen a few clips.
Okay. He is straight out of American Movie. If you've seen American Movie, Landon is it 100% Midwest. I think he's only traveled to like a few other cities. I don't think he's even traveled that much. He's a janitor. I love it. He's, again, perfect person for the Fish Tank, awkward in all the ways. And I think the second he walked in, he immediately shot to the top of the Stoic. So if things stay the way they are, I think by Wednesday, he will be the person who picks who goes home.
The freaking overview already, it says, he and Bashir bonded because they were both wearing headbands, and Landon explained he used to wear it for work, but has worn one ever since.
Yes. Landon, again, he's going to be a good contestant. I think he'll make it at least halfway through the tank. We'll see if he has, we'll see it's hard to tell in the early tank. Once you get to like week 2, you really start figuring out who's going to make it and who's going to break. We talked about Bingo Bongo, but just real quick, just because I have to before we get on to charity. Bingo Bongo, maybe, if I was saying like it's going to be hard to top Letty, Bingo Bongo might be there.
I really like the dynamic a lot. I really do.
2 people, 1 contestant. If one gets eliminated, they're both out. Now, Vance said this on the overnight stream. They moved to the basement, and he had relayed somebody's message that said, if Bingo died, Bongo would be sad. If Bongo died, Bingo would also die too. And if you watch them enough, it totally makes sense, because you can see one is 100% reliant on the other one being there and being around there and whatever. And that just sums up Bingo Bongo. And it's not even their name. I was watching live when they were bringing them out of their room up to the top, and they said, hey, we know your names are this, but from now on, your name is Bingo and your name is Bongo. And you know what? They've stuck to it. You know how many fish I've seen come into the tank that's had a fake name that within like 10 minutes blows their story? Mm-hmm. No. Bingo Bongo are Bingo and Bongo. Forever they will be Bingo and Bongo. I love it. And they're just goofy. And they have a shot at winning this damn thing. The fact that they played the detective thing, they're in it to win it.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me not to love Charity.
My by the way, my first time I read their names, I thought they had named them Bing Bong. And I just thought that was going to be a great play. Like, oh, this will be the rest favorite too, because that's one of your favorite jokes. Bing Bong. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
So close, so close. And maybe it is because I'm always typing Bing Bong in the damn fish tank chat. Maybe
Bong.
I don't know. Charity though. Charity. Where do I start with Charity?
Boy.
I don't know. She's either going to make it, or she's going to fall apart, because I don't know if she truly knows what she's getting into. She is, though, a lifer TV reality person. Not in a big way, but she's got all these little minor roles. For instance, she was on MTV Next. Did you know that, Zach?
Yeah, I think I saw someone mention that on Twitter about that. But
somebody found the clip.
I don't know what great. MTV Next is. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, let me take you. This is from my days, Zachy boy. So back in the late 90s, early 2000s, TV was rife with really bad dating shows. Just really.
Now I'm aware of
like
that.
Third Wheel and all those stuff, Blind Date, so on and so forth. So Next was an MTV version where they would have 3 guys or 3 girls in a trailer, and then somebody else of the opposite sex outside, and they would go through the dates. And once they got tired of the date, they'd say, next, and then they'd send the next person out, and whoever makes it the date and goes on. And then another date wins. And it's so funny, Zach, because I went back and watched this not too long ago. You know what they won? They won like $1,000. That's like nothing. That's like nothing. And so Charity, she was on this show in her 20s, in like the late 90s, early 2000s. And she actually went viral at the time in the early instances of what going viral was, because the second she walked out of the trailer, she fell down the stairs. Oh. And so it was on like Talk Soup and all of the shows of that time. Again, early internet, before Reddit, before this, but still when things went viral in a different way. And so that's who Charity is. But beyond that, she laughs after every sentence. Oh, I love the house. Ah!
Yeah.
Watching her face during those TTS last night was priceless. So they normally do the counting rice challenge to start off the season. Last night they had counting ice.
Counting ice, yeah.
Which I love. And it's basically what it came down to. Whoever said the highest number won. So Landon at the end just said a higher number than everybody else, and he won. Because how can you count ice? First, do you think they know how much ice is in that bag when they dump it out? Two, they're dumping the bags all over the floor, so you can't contain what was in each bag. And three, ice melts.
It's a great psychological game where just be like, okay, you just got to be smarter than the game.
Yeah.
That was so good. I thought that was fantastic.
So it's going to be a wild show. We're only on day 2. They're just starting to get their jobs now. Landon's working in the shop. The Bingo and Bongo had to go find 50 bugs. And they did. They're in it to win it. They got their 50 bugs like within an hour. How did they find 50 bugs in this house? A little disturbing. But I love once they found the 50 bugs, Jet then tells them, well, I got a feeling these bugs are breeding somewhere in the house. And so now their new mission is to find where the bugs are breeding in the house. Another maybe concerning thing, but you never know with the tank. The Bingo and Bongo found a snake skin on the floor last night. And they brought it to production. And then production proceeds to tell them there's 10 snakes that live in the roof, and they like to come downstairs to shed. If you can find the other 9 snake skins, you win a secret prize. Now, I'm assuming that's a lie. I don't think that there's 10 snakes living in the house. But I just love the fact that they took it 100% serious, and they are still on the hunt for 9 other snake skins that more than likely do not exist. But yeah, we're really getting to the good stuff now because now people are going to have to work for their money. People are going to lose money. If you steal from the shop, the person working from the shop doesn't get any wages from that day. But apparently they're talking about if you steal from the shop, you can't use the shop for the rest of the season. So
there's so much possibility. I love this. I love this whole game, this whole concept with the jobs. It's a great twist to this season, And to be frank, but beyond that, like the house that they put together, like that was my first impression, and I think a lot of people will sympathize this. It feels very much like we're more back on track with what Fishtank's like early years with like the like chaotic and crazy stuff is. Even like season 3, they went a little overboard, but now it feels like we're back to like that, like more close and tighter setting of that, and I like that. I love.
We didn't even bring it up. 1 bedroom.
Yeah,
we didn't even talk about that. 1 bedroom and put 7 beds
in stacked beds. So no matter what, you can't avoid drama. You got to go sleep at some time.
Except for the 3 people that showed up after the 7 beds were chosen because there's 10 contestants. So I love Bingo Bongo sleeping on a couch, Charity sleeping on a couch. I love it. I'm so here for it. And again, it's a pretty big house. So it's humorous that they have 1 room for everybody because there's clearly, we've seen smaller houses with rooms for everybody. You had
to have a store. You had to have a store where you get to put it. You got to take it into a whole room.
Well, and I think there's going to be rooms that unlock too, because Bam had mentioned there's a video game room. So I didn't see no video game room. And so is there going to be like, they've done this in the past where more cameras will open up throughout the season.
Interesting.
So we'll see.
Okay.
Nonetheless, Fish Tank, we got 4 more weeks of this.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on the cruise. So I will be fish tanking on the cruise. I got the Wi-Fi package. I'm ready.
I'll be keeping up. I think I'm going to end up. I'll probably end up buying the season pass this week because I haven't done it in the past, but this season I'm a little more invested this season, and with the show and you and I talking, I feel like I'm gonna buy the pass this week, get that knocked out.
It's a damn shame that the flipping coin boys are no longer around because you could have been a part of the greatest clan ever to grace Fish Tank. I think the coin boys hold the record for the clan to be number 1 on the charts most.
Last thing with that, did they say why they killed the clans off?
Because I think it just got old. I think so season 2, when they first launched it, people were into the clan wars. But then I think after that, people learned that you could, I did a lot of funny things with that. And I think people could pick up that you could actually do a lot without spending any money.
Yeah.
And that's just riling other people up and gaslighting other people into attacking other clans. So for a while, I'll talk about this now. For a while, I had like a bunch of alts. So I'll just say, I'm Detective Coin. So for anybody out there that's coin it up, baby. But I was also Osama bin Laden, which was
you're releasing the entire.
Oh yeah. It was
here.
so good though.
I've been keeping your secret for a while. I know about
it
these
was
crazy
so well.
stories.
Now the clans are gone. I mean, who's going to really retaliate? The greatest thing I ever did was create that alt, because I would just send my alt into other people's clans and attack a clan, and then they would attack my enemies back just because my alt was in there, and I would just hop around to different ones. Now I have to give a shout out to Aperture, which I don't know if Aperture is actually still in the Fish Tank chat. I think he's got his own thing going on. This dude's the OGest of OGs when it comes to Fish Tank chat. I don't even know how much money this guy spent on chat. There was a long time I thought this guy must have to work for them with as much money that he would just throw away. People would talk trash the Coin Boys. He wasn't even in the Coin Boys, and he would just demolish them. He would use war toys on them, kidnap their people, do all sorts of things. So shout out to Aperture, sign him up. And I mean, there is a bunch of cool. The Fish Tank chat is awesome.
Oh yeah,
but yeah. So if you wanted to know what Detective Coin looks like, he's an old piece of shit like me. Sign him up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. I'll be on a cruise for part of it. I'll be watching it on the cruise. I got the Wi-Fi package. When my wife takes a nap, I'll just go off to the like the lookout point and just pull up Fish Tank on the tablet. That's a vacation.
Perfect. By the way, and I noticed this while I was scanning the site, should be getting episode 2 on of season 3 on YouTube soon. They released it already on Fish Tank's website. So I mean, credit, I'll buy the season pass. I can already watch it, which is Mario benefit. I'll get those earlier, which I kind of want to. Like, see, episode 1 was fantastic. So I'm already like, give me more. This is what I was looking for right here.
Yeah.
More
now,
than debauchery.
There was a little drama with that. And so I don't know if this is the inner fish tankdom of it all. And again, I don't even believe that it's real. But Mizzy was apparently all mad because they didn't put her in the credits.
Yeah.
Life is Mizzy, baby. Get over it.